Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. In this video, we will be covering some important topics and questions related to those topics of the SC 900 exam. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our other practice questions through the link down in the description. We have more than 30 plus certifications and are here to help you achieve your certification goals. We will try to answer all of your doubts related to the SC 900 exam, such as the exam does not have lab type questions, it does not have case study type questions either. The exam duration is around 120 minutes, in which you have to answer 40 to 60 questions. The minimum passing score is 700 out of 1000. There is no negative marking in the exam. This certification is valid for a lifetime after you earn it. About the exam renewal process, it is not required. This is a tutorial video and contains important topics related to the SC 900 exam. These are the topics that we will be covering in this video. However, these are not all the topics that will come in the exam. As such, we will be publishing more parts in the future. So please make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. To our first topic, Microsoft Entra. What is Microsoft Entra? It is a family of identity and network access products. It enables organizations to implement a zero trust security strategy and create a trust fabric that verifies identities, validates access conditions, checks permissions, encrypts connection channels, and monitors for compromise. The Microsoft Entra product family covers four maturity stages of secure end to end access for any trustworthy identity. These stages include establishing zero trust access controls and securing access for employees, customers, partners, and any cloud environment. This is the diagram showing different Microsoft Entra products categorized based on the four maturity stages. What is Federation with Microsoft Entra ID? Federation is a collection of domains that have established trust. The level of trust may vary, but typically includes authentication and almost always includes authorization. A typical federation might include a number of organizations that have established trust for shared access to a set of resources. You can federate your on premises environment with Microsoft Entra ID and use this federation for authentication and authorization. This sign in method ensures that all user authentication occurs on premises. This method allows administrators to implement more rigorous levels of access control. Federation with ADFS and Ping Federate is available. B2B collaboration with external guests for your workforce. Microsoft Entra External ID includes collaboration capabilities that allow your workforce to work securely with business partners and guests. In your workforce tenant, you can use B2B collaboration to share your company's applications and services with guests while maintaining control over your own corporate data. Work securely with external partners even if they don't have Microsoft Entra ID or an IT department. Simple invitation and redemption process lets partners use their own credentials to access your company's resources. You can also enable self service sign up user flows to let guests sign up for apps or resources themselves. Once the guest redeems their invitation or completes sign up, they are represented in your directory as a user object. The user type for these B2B collaboration users is typically set to guest, and their user principal name contains the hashtag EXT hashtag identifier. Here is a diagram giving you a brief overview about B2B collaboration between your workforce and business partners. You can see that first employees send a collaboration invitation to our external business partners, and then they can log in as guest users. About some other important terms and services: hybrid identity. Microsoft's identity solutions span on premises and cloud based capabilities, creating a single user identity for authentication and authorization to all resources, regardless of location. We call this hybrid identity. Privileged identity management. PIM is a service in Microsoft Entra ID that enables you to manage, control, and monitor access to important resources in your organization. These resources include resources in Microsoft Entra ID, Azure, and other Microsoft online services such as Microsoft 365 or Microsoft Intune. Access review. Access reviews in Microsoft Entra ID, part of Microsoft Entra, enable organizations to efficiently manage group memberships, access to enterprise applications, and role assignments. User access can be reviewed regularly to make sure only the right people have continued access. To the questions related to the same topic, question 1. When security defaults are enabled for an Azure AD tenant, which two requirements are enforced? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Here in this question, the two requirements that are enforced when security defaults are enabled for an Azure AD tenant are: administrators must always use Azure multi-factor authentication, and Azure multi-factor authentication registration is required for all users. Thus, the correct option is B and C. Security defaults make it easy to protect your organization with the following pre-configured security settings: requiring all users to register for Azure AD multi-factor authentication, requiring administrators to do multi-factor authentication, blocking legacy authentication protocols, requiring users to do multi-factor authentication when necessary, protecting privileged activities like access to the Azure portal. Question 2. Which Azure AD feature can you use to provide just in time access to manage Azure resources? Here in this question, we want a feature that will provide just in time access to manage Azure resources. As such, the most appropriate feature here is Azure AD Privileged Identity Management. Thus, the correct option is C. Azure AD PIM provides just in time privileged access to Azure AD and Azure resources. Question 3. Which Azure AD feature can you use to evaluate group membership and automatically remove users that no longer require membership in a group? Here in this question, we want a feature that will evaluate whether someone needs a group membership or not and remove those members that do not need the group membership. Considering this requirement, the most appropriate option here is access reviews. Thus, the correct option is A. There is no capability to automatically remove user access rights. The whole point of access reviews is that in some cases automation isn't possible. Azure AD access reviews enable organizations to efficiently manage group memberships, access to enterprise applications, and role assignments. Question 4. What is the purpose of Azure AD password protection? The purpose of password protection is to prevent users from using specific words in their passwords. Thus, the correct option is D. Azure AD password protection detects and blocks known weak passwords and their variants, and can also block additional weak terms that are specific to your organization. With Azure AD password protection, default global banned password lists are automatically applied to all users in an Azure AD tenant. To support your own business and security needs, you can define entries in a custom banned password list. Question 5. In a hybrid identity model, what can you use to sync identities between Active Directory domain services and Azure Active Directory? In a hybrid identity model, we can sync identities between Active Directory domain services and Azure Active Directory by using Azure AD Connect. Thus, the correct option is C. Question 6. What can you use to provide a user with a 2-hour window to complete an administrative task in Azure? To provide a user with a 2-hour window to complete an administrative task in Azure, we can use Azure Active Directory Privileged Identity Management. Thus, the correct option is A. Privileged Identity Management provides time based and approval based role activation to mitigate the risk of excessive, unnecessary, or misused access permissions on resources that you care about. Here are some of the key features of EIM that you can go through. Question 7. Hotspot. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. To the answer area, federation is used to establish dash between organizations. We use federation to establish a trust relationship. Federation enables the access of service across organizational or domain boundaries by establishing trust relationships between the respective domains identity provider. To the next topic, Azure security. Shared responsibility in the cloud. As you consider and evaluate public cloud services, it is critical to understand the shared responsibility model and which security tasks the cloud provider handles and which tasks you handle. The workload responsibilities vary depending on whether the workload is hosted on software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, or in an on premises data center. In an on premises data center, you own the whole stack. As you move to the cloud, some responsibilities transfer into Microsoft. The following diagram illustrates the areas of responsibility between you and Microsoft according to the type of deployment of your stack. Here in this diagram, you can see who is responsible for what based on where the workload is hosted. Customer lockbox for Microsoft Azure. Most operations and support by Microsoft personnel and sub-processors do not require access to customer data. In those rare circumstances where such access is required, Customer Lockbox for Microsoft Azure provides an interface for customers to review and approve or reject customer data access requests. It is used in cases where a Microsoft engineer needs to access customer data, whether in response to a customer initiated support ticket or a problem identified by Microsoft. What is encryption at rest? Encryption is the secure encoding of data used to protect confidentiality of data. The encryption at rest designs in Azure use symmetric encryption to encrypt and decrypt large amounts of data quickly according to a simple conceptual model. A symmetric encryption key is used to encrypt data as it is written to storage. The same encryption key is used to decrypt the data as it is readied for use in memory. Data may be partitioned and different keys may be used for each partition. Keys must be stored in a secure location with identity based access control and audit policies. Data encryption keys, which are stored outside of secure locations, are encrypted with a key encryption key kept in a secure location. To the questions related to the same topic, question 8. What is an example of encryption at rest? Encrypting a virtual machine disk is an example of encryption at rest. Thus, the correct option is B. Encryption at rest for platform as a service customers. Platform as a service customers data typically resides in a storage service such as blob storage, but may also be cached or stored in the application execution environment such as a virtual machine. Question 9. Hotspot. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true, otherwise, select no. Note, each correct selection is worth 1 point. To the answer area, statement. In software as a service, applying service packs to application is the responsibility of the organization. Here, the correct answer is no. This responsibility falls to the cloud provider. To the next statement, in infrastructure as a service, managing the physical network is the responsibility of the cloud provider. The correct option is yes. To the last statement, in all Azure cloud deployment types, managing the security of information and data is the responsibility of the organization. Here, the correct option is yes. Second statement says managing the physical network. That is the responsibility for Microsoft. If it would have said network controls, then it would have been no, as this is the responsibility for the customer. Question 10. Hotspot. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. To the answer area, dash is used to identify, hold, and export electronic information that might be used in an investigation. Here, the correct option is e-discovery. The correct answer must be e-discovery. Customer Logbox for Microsoft Azure provides an interface for customers to review and approve or reject customer data access requests. It doesn't identify, hold, or export electronic data. To the next topic, multi-factor authentication. What is multi-factor authentication? It is a process in which users are prompted during the sign in process for an additional form of identification, such as a code or their cell phone or a fingerprint scan. If you only use a password to authenticate a user, it leaves an insecure vector for attack. If the password is weak or has been exposed elsewhere, an attacker could be using it to gain access. When you require a second form of authentication, security is increased because this additional factor isn't something that is easy for an attacker to obtain or duplicate. About the authentication methods, Microsoft Entra multi-factor authentication works by requiring two or more of the following authentication methods. Something you know, typically a password, something you have, such as a trusted device that is not easily duplicated, like a phone or hardware key, something you are, biometrics like a fingerprint or face scan. So, the questions related to the same topic. Question 11. Which three authentication methods can be used by Azure multi-factor authentication? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. The three authentication methods that can be used by Azure MFA are text message, Microsoft Authenticator app, and phone call. Thus, the correct options are A, B, and D. When users sign into an application or service and receive an MFA prompt, they can choose from one of their registered forms of additional verification. Users can access My Profile to edit or add verification methods. The following additional forms of verification can be used with Azure AD multi-factor authentication: Microsoft Authenticator app, Windows Hello for Business, FIDO2 security key, Oath hardware token, Oath software token, SMS, voice call. Question 12. Hotspot. Select the answer that correctly completes the sentence. To the answer area, dash requires additional verification, such as a verification code sent to a mobile phone. Here, the correct option is multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is a process where a user is prompted during the sign-in process for an additional form of identification, such as to enter a code on their cell phone or to provide a fingerprint scan. These were all the topics and questions for this video. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. Please make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.